Hello, Pokemon Go trainers. It is Seahawks fan with another Pokemon Go video, and Dynamax, Gigantamax, the biggest, toughest bosses in the game. And this was a very, very interesting day one of Gigantamax for me, and I was able to get one Gigantamax, which I'll take. Now, unfortunately, I had was unable to go out at the start. Otherwise, I definitely would have been able to meet up with a bunch of people earlier. I was able to meet up with a nice group that they had done. I'm not sure how many actual Gigantamax battles they had done, but they had done some already. And this Gigantamax Charizard, which I think is considered the easiest of the three right now. I mean, Charizard is not the tankiest Pokemon, but it's also a very strong attacker, which, can dish out a ton of damage. Now, there's a lot of strategies, and now, you need players, 5 players, maybe, who knows what's going to be the absolute minimum once, everything's maxed out, level 50 Gigantamax with all max moves, and for now, I mean, you need at least 15. I think I had 15 players for this Gigantamax Charizard. Now, I mean, it's just a tough reality, but I'm going to be able to catch this Charizard. Is it going to be any good? Is it going to be shiny? Rare XL candy, which is very handy and definitely pretty tempting. Just nice to be able to get, and it's not the shiny. For 1625, that's actually pretty nice. Gigantamax Charizard. Now, there are Gigantamaxes that are running away. And I mean, it's definitely tough to learn a new throw with Dynamax Pokemon. We've had Dynamax for over a month, but still a bit of a tricky thing. Definitely heavy golden razes. And you may want to consider spending some coins, especially if you're only doing a couple Gigantamax. And it's actually pretty nice. 89%. 13 attack, unfortunate. If it was 15 attack, that would be pretty amazing. And I'm going to be spending some Stardust. And I'll not show what else I've spent, but definitely, I don't know, some Dynamax Pokemon have spent 1 million dust about. So, the next one that I'm going to be attempting, 15 people, Blastoise, which is very, very difficult. Now, to strategize. So let's say you're like me, you only have one real good answer towards this Blastoise. I definitely should have done better. But basically, so Metagross, if you ever invested in Metagross, have that in the lead, it's able to take attacks better, but Gigantamax Blastoise is still such a pain. And so you can see the Dynamax charging up meter on top. And before everyone Dynamaxes, you swap to your best counter. So in the future, electric types for Blastoise, Venusaur, Rillaboom are the best ones. If you have Gigantamax Venusaur, that's best. And you can swap out of them after the Dynamax mode is over, for the max moves, which is key. Now with cheering, I've barely cheered on I did cheer on with a Phalanx, which was annoying, but it's fine. But actually, you can actually use 5 fingers to cheer, which, I mean, it's not gonna be, if enough people and you're so close, it can definitely be helpful and just is important to know. I will at some point in this battle, I should recognize. But yeah, it's definitely just unfortunate we got this Blastoise down to red, and I do realize, I could cheer on. Now, I imagine me finding out that you could use more than one finger to tap was not going to make the difference for this battle, but we were so close. Now, it's definitely a tough grind with wanting to, like, let's say 50 a Dynamax Pokemon. And then, so you need 120 XLs in total to level 3 each of the max moves. Oh my gosh, this is so painful to see. Now, there is also a secret timer, I think around 9 minutes, a little over 8 minutes in. If the Gigantamax is not defeated yet, then the Gigantamax will start to be able to one-shot you. Now, I did bring in Metagross in the lead, and I didn't swap in time. Now, I should have tested it now, but I always assumed there was going to be, like, a switch clock timer. I'm used to playing Go Battle League. Like, once you switch, there's a wait on switching, but with gyms, there's no switch clock, which definitely should have been like, oh, okay, makes sense. But also Ice Beam on this Blastoise. That was a pain. Ice Beam Blastoise is a nightmare. Now, once again, if you're like only 5 players in your area, only player, even if you're level 50 with millions of Stardust and candies to power up these Dynamax Pokemon, and you like have good Dynamax, Niantic, they don't want people doing like they don't want people soloing. They want people like groups of people, and at this 7 years of raids, it's been for a decent amount of time people have been able to solo some legendary raids, and at this point Giratina can be soloed, which Niantic definitely seems, they want, ideally this type of thing would have been released with the amount of people in 2016, and that would have been a lot better. Still, a lot of players would have not had the player base, but also the level of Pokemon back in 2016. Wow. But so you can only have a team of 4 but you can have 40 people go into, so you can have up to 10 teams. And the game just splits you up into teams. And with your max moves, that's how your teammates are the players your max moves are helping. Should be this attempt where someone in my party with actual good max moves, they are going to be able to keep my Venusaur very healthy. Definitely very stupid having a Venusaur in the lead, but they are max healing and keeping my the teammates alive, which is so massive. Now, definitely, they realize. I was very happy to have gotten in the group. Happy I invested in this Venusaur, putting in a lot of work. They're keeping my Pokemon alive. What I should been doing is swapping into my Metagross. I have the Candice 50 shiny Metagross. It's not the most ideal IVs, but one of the teammates definitely should have had better strategy. Just a little bit more attack. I could have swapped into my Metagross. I just stay in with Venusaur, and we're like, oh my gosh. But yeah, definitely eventful, and it's so fun to meet up with a bunch of people. I met up some new players. Thankfully, I was able to go to a major city in Chicago, to Chicago, one of the biggest cities in the U.S., the 3rd most populated city from last time I checked. But this Blastoise, down to yellow. And it's also, it was almost 6 p.m., so a lot of people have already done the meetups, and a lot of people are left. And I was just unable to get out immediately on Saturday. But I'll definitely be able to do more Sunday, which is nice. Stay tuned to see, maybe I get a shiny, maybe I get at least a few more Gigantamax, who knows. But Red Health, But also, I mean, the battle's been going on for a long time. And we kept battling this Blastoise, like, at the hour mark. So at, like, 5. So, like, we were spending almost 50 minutes at this point taking down, trying to, like, relobby. And then that moment, seeing the one hit, someone out there, I mean, they heard that, like, it had an enraged mode, or maybe we just figured it out and just, like, confident enough to say it. But yeah, we were so close. And, like, it's understandable from Niantic to not, like, want to give a timer, but also, like, I mean, just put an in-game timer. It's not rocket science. Timers and raids have been fine and worked perfectly. I was slow for swapping. But really, I mean, it's tough. There's a lot of changes that need to be done. Like, I get Niantic making this level of difficulty. If they made it a tad easier, I think that'd be a bit better. But even then, I mean, it's unreasonable to ask them to make it like so. 5 players with level 40 Pokemon can take it down. Well, it would also be nice, man. This feature could get pretty boring for a lot of people really quick. But, like, it is exciting to have this grind. And, I mean, endless cycle of, okay, well, Niantic, people have already invested in, like, the Charizards, Venusaurs, Blastoise. Then the Shadows were released. Shadows can't Mega. You almost always want the Mega over the Shadow. Now in Go Battle League, it may be more fun to have the Shadow, like Shadow Charizard, which is now nerfed. Not as good as it was last season, but it's still really fun, really strong. And now Dynamax, which, like, I mean, we had a month of these starters, which whether you wanted to do that or not. Yeah, I mean, it's another cycle. And now Gigantamax, which, like, if you powered up your unideal Dynamax, but, like, Gigantamax are just already better. Definitely a big starter stumped. And, I mean, your candy's just drained. Now, if we spend an hour trying the Blastoise, just not enough people left to strangle on. But, I mean, ideally, you get enough people to do, like, 3 Charizards, and you spend Stardust on those Charizards so then you can have, like, enough people to be able to clean up Venusaurs and get, like, a couple Venusaurs, and then use those Venusaurs powered up to Blastoise, and basically, like, you can just have an endless cycle. But the true, like, I mean, this is a brand new feature. It's like good timing that, like, it's good that, like, Niantic decided to give us Dynamax Pokemon, like, over a month before Gigantamax, but also, like, may have needed to wait. It's just it's just a mess. If you were able to get the people, I hope you had better luck than me. And if not, then just, I mean, this is how the game is. This won't be the last time you'll see these Gigantamax. Just unfortunate, you do need a lot of players. But that's just reality. I mean, this game is almost always been about community and having a lot of people. But good luck. And also, you can't send these Pokemon to home. No Gigantamax sending to the mainline games. So it's just a Pokemon Go thing. Just to let you know. But thanks for watching. Stay tuned to see how my next haul is. Hopefully I can get a lot more battles done. But thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel. And goodbye.